Hi there. My name is Amy Singh. I'm a film actress, vlogger, pianist, matchmaker, and philanthropist.
My name is Simon Sui. I have been a chef for several hotels in Liangyang, and I once rented a takeaway restaurant with little success.
My name is Trinity Tan. I am a zookeeper and circus trainer.
During World War II, with limited schooling due to Allied bombing runs, I spent my childhood as an army chef. To explain, back then, Liangyang, like its real-life clone, Thailand, was fascist. After the war, my education resumed and I ended up with a vocational degree in culinary arts.
I share my wartime childhood with Mr. Sui. For my family, farming was the priority. As the 1950s progressed, my mum wanted me to change the fashion around us, but I was not that fond of drawing. She needed a change as the NPCs dressed so uglily and anachronistically in the Sims 4 engine. As a childhood farmer, I understand plants and animals. That's why I ended up majoring in biology.
I shared most music classes with Kru Uia Sumthornsanan, the local's most prominent composer. Besides, I studied jazz and classical in the Philippines. Since I outstudied him, I could form my band sooner, named Neo Flappers, in 1932. It was dissolved in October 1940 and reformed in September 1946. One day in 1949, the band was experimenting with musicals, which led to professional acting, the career that took me a whole decade to ladder up. I was the last band founder left until my resignation in 1953. On that year, a young vampire disciple introduced me to his master, who gave me eternal youth. That's why every couple I pair calls me Auntie Aim.
On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I used to run a takeaway diner. On a Monday night after the shift, while cooking to restock the cold display cabinets, I prayed to myself to find a lover. The next day, some customers mentioned Mrs. Singh's fame as a matchmaker, saying several couples were satisfied with her service. That night after I had just closed the shop, I wrote her a letter to request a matchmaking service.
I was at work when the matchmaking request letter arrived at home. On average, counting weekends, every film I act in takes 40 days to shoot, 80 days in the case of TV series. Between the projects, I take 5 days off. Since I am the studio's favorite, the director locks my roles, bypassing auditions. Preem, Trinity's mother, was my band's member in the 1930s. Back then, she was supposed to replace Juliet as the violinist. Her husband was a vet's aide pressured by his sister, Juliet, to marry her. As the couple lacked the acting passion, I failed to help develop their career, so they ended up running an appliance shop while farming. One day in 1961, trusting neither her husband nor her son in breadwinning, Preem approached me with her eldest daughter and asked me to marry her off.
I was training my tigers for a show, whose reason will be told later in this video. Thus, before we met, we were preparing a big, important party on our part. One day in 1961, my mum asked me to get married, so we visited Auntie Amy's. Auntie Amy is my best life coach, always has been, always will be. She loves me like I'm her niece, so close that whenever I have a problem, I usually ask her first. Worrying about the region's growing communist threat, one day in August 1961, the Foreign Minister, Thomas Dai, and National Railway Chief Executive, Evelyn Shea, came to my office to meet Yannick Shi, director of the zoo. In the next episode, the film will tell our story leading to the on-train party in my marriage. That's enough for now and see you in the next video.